Are you still here? Now I want to get into the fun stuff. Israel was already important to me, but now it is so much more. And here's why. But that's okay. All right. What are we looking at here? We are looking at Pastor Fred Price's 23andMe. This is my 23andMe. What do we have here? West African, 54%. What tops that list? Nigerian. Nigeria's in the building, clearly. All right. 27.5%. That's over a quarter Nigerian. What follows? Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leonean. All right. And this is broadly West African, 4.6%. Congolese and Southeast African, 6.3%. Angolan and Congolese, 5.8%. 0.5% broadly Congolese and Southern East African. Broadly Sub-Saharan African, 0.7%. And then here's the white side of me right here, under. That's a high number. Look at that, 36.3. That's right, represent. Go right ahead. I'm 1/4 British. When I went to London last year, I told every Brit I ran into, I'm 1/4 British. I'm 1/4 British. I'm also 3% Irish and 3% Scottish. I'm 30% UK. Now, some of you have done this. You've done your 23andMe. You've done your ancestry, so you know what you're made up of. A little bit of French and German. Our family thought we would have more French because my father's middle name was French. And it was daddy's daddy or daddy's granddaddy that was a full Frenchman. Who was daddy's grandfather was a full-blooded Frenchman. So we thought we would have had more French. Nevertheless, this is my 23andMe. Again, the highest percentage is Nigerian. Well, that kind of makes sense. Matter of fact, you see how much of this whole percentage is West African. Because those of us who are descendants of slaves, well, where do we come from? Or where did our forefathers come from? Came from West Africa. So this makes sense. So again, you're 23andMe. If you are what the world would call a black person living in this country who would be a descendant of slaves, your numbers possibly look like this. Now, it depends on your shade of brown or black. That would determine how much European you have in you. Okay, as you can see, I'm what some would call high yellow, or maybe golden, or so anyway, that's a whole lot of stuff in me. That's a whole lot of nations, a whole lot of cultures in me. I got Shem, Ham, and Japheth in me, and many of you do as well. Okay, now again, this is my what? This is my 23andMe. But for a while now, I've been wanting to look even beyond that. I've been wanting to go ancient. And I found it. I found it. Let's do this now. Please put up image number 3. Image number 3. All right. This is what we see here. Let me read it to you. This is my DNA that goes beyond and before 23andMe. Neolithic Southeast African, 81.1%. That makes sense. Except you have to consider Africa in its ancient day. European bell beakers. It says 6.7%. I don't know what a bell beaker is. In most cases, I would look up something like this, but I tell you what, they're European. And right under that, it says Israelite, 5%. I want to sit there for a second. This is my DNA. And it says Israelite. It says Israelite. This is my DNA. This is not theory. This is DNA. 5%. Okay. Now let's look at this. Again. I love Israel. Always have. Why? Well, I'm called to walk in love because God is love. And the Bible commands us to love his elect of old. But when you find out you're one of them. Now again, let me be very clear. I am pro Messiah before I'm pro anything else. I want you to be clear about that. That comes first. But when I look at Paul's writings, I see that while he promotes it first and says it is of the utmost importance, he doesn't forget his ethnicity. Are you still here? Okay. Here's what we're going to look at next. Oh, this one's put up image number 1. This is called the 50 regions test. By the way, this website is called ancientdnaorigins.com. Ancientdnaorigins.com. East Africans, 36%. West Africans, 30%. Now, if you looked at my 23andMe, my West African was 54%. But how come my ancient DNA shows East Africa as the highest percentage? Because way back then, you have to remember, there was only a North and Northeastern Africa. Matter of fact, it wasn't even called Africa. It was the lands of Ham. South Africans, 12.3%. Central Africans, 9.1%. This West, this South, and Central Africans, I believe, based on research, they all came from Abraham. Abraham had a third wife in Genesis 25. Her name was Keturah. And through her, he populated the remainder of the continent we call Africa. But look on this region's percentage. We see Northwestern Asians, 3.2. North Persians, 3%. Israelites, 1.3%. It's a different kind of test. If you're wondering why the other one showed 5% and this one showed 1.3%, it's a different kind of test because I'm about to show you something else. I'm going to show you my Hebrew percentage. Isn't that the same as Israelite? Not in origin. Not in origin. But first I want to show you this. All right, and please know, I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm taking us somewhere. Are you all good so far? Okay. Put up image number 8, please. Image number 8. Okay, this is a very small percentage. It's only 2%, but as you can read it, my average genetic similarity to the tribe of Dan. 2%. Next image, please show image number 6. Image number 6. From 2% to 6%, my genetic similarity to the tribe of Zebulun or Zebulun. Next image, please show image number 5. From 2% similarity to Dan, 6% similarity to Zebulun. My average genetic similarity to this is the Israelite portion of my DNA. 12% to the tribe of Levi. But here's the one. Here's the one. Show image number 4. Image number 4. This is the tribe that the lion comes from. Now I'm showing you 2 images here because what this test does is, it's really detailed, and they'll show you your similarity with certain persons that they have found from ancient days. Some of the names, they just have named them because they didn't know what their names were. But I want to show you this. It says, of my average genetic similarity to the tribe of Judah, 21%. Dan, 2%. Zebulun, 6%. Levi, 12%. I believe I have similarity to Simeon too, but I can't find that image. But of Judah, 21%. Of the remaining tribes, it was all less than 1%. But it says my highest genetic similarity is with a woman by the name of Nekah from the tribe of Judah. And that's a 40% similarity. Okay, so I have DNA evidence that I'm an Israelite. Now watch this. You think I'm the only one in this room? All right, let's look at this. This is the one that intrigued me the most, though. I took another test called the Semitic test. We know Israelites came from Shem, but other nations came from Shem as well. Watch this. Image number, I believe it's number 2. Yep, put up image number 2. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Look at this. I'm going to start from the bottom. The low 2 say I have a 1.2% and 1.3% similarity with Ammonites and Moabites. Now, who are the Ammonites and the Moabites? They were the children of Moab and Ben-Ammi. Where did they come from? Well, you all remember Sodom and Gomorrah. And you all remember Lot and his wife. Well, she was addicted to the city. So she turned and looked back and became a pillar of what? But Lot and his daughters remained. And what did his daughters say? If we don't lay with our father, we will not be able to preserve our genealogy. And they laid with their father and produced the Moabites and the Ammonites. I can't believe this. I'm a 2.5% descendant of Lot.